Hello students, welcome to my channel Hans Commerce Tutorial for the lectures on commerce, accounts, finance and management. My suggestion to you, before watching the video, please go to the description below my video. You'll find a link there. Take a printout of the problems given in the link and keep it ready before watching the video so that you can be able to understand the problem, the solution and the explanation to get the maximum benefit from the lectures. Thank you. Come on students, now we'll start the problem number 42. 42nd problem. See, an electronic device is made up of three components A, B and C. Electronic device is there which consists of three components. तीन components को मिलाकर electronic device बना है. Component A, B and C. The probability of failure of component A is 0.01. Component A fail हो जाएगा, खराब हो जाएगा, उसकी probability 0.01 and that of B is 0.1 and C is 0.02 in some fixed period of time. During the some fixed period of time, A component fails, the probability is 0.01. B component fails, the probability is 0.1 and C component may fail, the probability is 0.02. Find the probability that the device will work satisfactorily during the period of time, assuming that components work independently of one another. So we have to find out what is the probability that the device will work satisfactorily. Device is good during a fixed period of time. Assuming that all the components are working independently, there is no relationship between the working of A component and working of B component. A, B, C तीनों अलग अलग काम कर रहे हैं, तीन components पे काम अलग अलग हो रहा। अब जब तीनों भी अगर सही काम करेंगे, then definitely the device will be perfect. The electronic device will be good. In simple words, I will say like this: the electronic device will be good in only if the components are good. अगर एक भी component अगर खराब काम करेगा, fail हो जाएगा, तो definitely device will be not satisfactory. Device will be satisfactory only when all the three components are satisfactory. That is the problem. Now see, P of A, probability of failure of A, यानी A component fail हो जाएगा, उसकी probability problem में दे दिया 0.01. तो 0.01 is the probability that A component will fail. So what is the probability that A component will work satisfactorily? 1 minus 0.01. 1 minus 0.01. That is equal to probability that A component will work satisfactorily. Good. So P of A bar. P of A bar is probability that A works satisfactorily. P of A को जो लिया failure लिए, क्योंकि problem में जो दिया failure के probability दे दिया है, तो P of A probability that A component will fail 0.01 given. Then P of A bar probability that A component will work satisfactorily. So 1 minus 0.01, 0.99. So in other words, we can say 99% of time A component will work satisfactorily. 1% of time the A component will fail. Similar B. P of B, probability of failure of B is 0.1. Then P of B bar, probability that B works satisfactorily, 1 minus 0.1 is 0.9. Similarly, P of C, probability that component C will fail, that is 0.02. And P of C bar, probability that component C will work satisfactorily, 1 minus 0.02, 0.98. तो प्रॉब्लम में फेलियर का प्रोबेबिलिटी दे दिया और हम मालूम करें प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ satisfactorily working. Now, probability that the device works satisfactorily. Just now I told the electronic device will work satisfactorily only when the components work satisfactorily. If A works satisfactorily, B works satisfactorily, C works satisfactorily, then component device will be satisfactory. The electronic device will be satisfactory. तो डिवाइस डिपेंड किसके ऊपर कर रहा है? कंपोनेंट के ऊपर. कंपोनेंट सैटिस्फैक्टरी रहेंगे तो डिवाइस सैटिस्फैक्टरी रहेगा. तो व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट ए कंपोनेंट वर्क सैटिस्फैक्टरली एंड बी वर्क सैटिस्फैक्टरली and C work satisfactorily? So P of A bar into P of B bar into P of C bar. So what is P of A bar? 0.99 into 0.9 into 0.98. So multiply 0.873. तो 0.873 is the probability that the electronic device is satisfactory because all the components are satisfactory. That's it. This is 42. Now 43rd, problem number 43 you see. A class consists of 100 students. So total number of students are 100. 25 of them are girls, 75 are boys. In the 100 students, we have 25 girls and 75 boys. 20 of them are rich and the remaining are poor. And 100 students means 20 students are rich, remaining 80 students are poor. And 40 of them are fair complexioned. 40 are fair complexion. In those 100 students, 40 are fair. So remaining 60 are dark. Remaining 60 are dark. What is the probability of selecting a fair complexioned rich girl? तो अब ये पूरे स्टूडेंट में से एक स्टूडेंट को सेलेक्ट करें, क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी है कि ये स्टूडेंट गर्ल होना, रिच होना और फेयर कॉम्प्लेक्शन होना? तो वी नीड व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ गर्ल स्टूडेंट, व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ रिच स्टूडेंट, व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ फेयर कॉम्प्लेक्शन्ड स्टूडेंट. जब ये तीनों को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो विल गेट व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ सेलेक्टिंग ए स्टूडेंट हु इज ए गर्ल, रिच and fair complexioned. Now, probability of selecting a fair complexioned girl. So in the problem it is given 40 students are fair complexioned. So out of a total of 100, so 40 by 100, this is the probability of fair complexioned student. So 40 by 100 means 4 by 10, simplify करो 2 by 5. तो एक आ गया fair complexion student की probability 2 by 5. Probability of selecting a rich student. How many are rich? 20 are rich out of a total of 100. So 20 by 100, 2 by 10, 1 by 5. So 1 by 5 is the probability of a rich student. And probability of selecting a girl student. How many are girls? 25 are girls in the all 100 student. 100 students but 25 are girls. So 25 by 100, 1 by 4 is the probability of girl student. अब हमको तीन प्रोबेबिलिटी आ गए, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ फेयर कॉम्प्लेक्शन, प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ रिच एंड प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ गर्ल. नाउ वी नीड ए स्टूडेंट इज सेलेक्टेड एट रैंडम. व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट दैट स्टूडेंट इज ए गर्ल, फेयर कॉम्प्लेक्शन एंड रिच? तो वी मल्टीप्लाई द प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ फेयर कॉम्प्लेक्शन इज 2 by 5 into probability of rich 1 by 5, probability of girl is 1 by 4. So 2 by 5 into 1 by 5 into 1 by 4, 2 by 100, 0.02. That's it. 0.02 is the probability of selecting a girl student, rich and fair complexion. That's it. Now, 44. Problem number 44. A university has to select an examiner from a list of 50 persons. So university has to select examiner out of a total of 50 persons. Now, out of those 50 persons, 20 of them are women and 30 are men. In the total, just like the previous problem. Here we have a gathering, a number of persons 50, out of 50, 20 women and 10 men. 10 of them knowing Hindi and 40 are not. In those 50, 10 knows Hindi, 40 doesn't know Hindi. And 50 of them being teachers and the remaining 35 are non-teachers, non-teaching staff. So out of 50, 15 are teachers, remaining 35 not. What is the probability of a university selecting a Hindi knowing women teacher? Just like the previous problem. So we need what is the probability of Hindi knowing person, what is the probability of a teacher, and what is the probability that women, that the person selected is a women. तो तीन चीजें चाहिए. जब तीनों probability को multiply कर देंगे, we get what is the probability of selecting Hindi knowing women teacher. That's it. Now, probability that the teacher is women. Probability that the teacher is women. So 20 by 50. 20 are the teachers. 20 are the teachers. So 20 by 50, 2 by 5. Probability that the teacher is Hindi knowing. So how many Hindi knowing persons are there? 10. So 10 by 50, 1 by 5. Probability that the examiner is a teacher. How many teachers are there? 15 teachers are there. 15 by 50, 3 by 10. So probability of selecting a Hindi knowing women teacher. तो तीन चीजें चाहिए. First, Hindi knowing. Hindi knowing के लिए क्या है? What is the probability? 1/5. Then women. What is the probability of women? 2/5. Then probability of a teacher. Teacher is 3/10. So multiply 2 3s are 6, 5 5s are 25, 1 2 50. So 3/125 is the answer. Now 45th. Problem number 45. A salesman is known to sell a product in 3 out of 5 attempts, while another salesman in 2 out of 5 attempts. तो दो salesman है. एक salesman, the probability of selling the goods to the customer is 3 out of 5. तो 5 attempt करेगा तो 5 में से 3 को सेल कर सकता. Who? First salesman, A salesman. B salesman अगर 5 attempt किया तो 2 he can be able to sell. The probability that the A salesman will sell the goods is 3/5, and the probability that B will sell the goods is 2/5. Find the probability that no sale will be affected when they both try to sell the product. अगर दोनों salesmen हैं और दोनों कोई भी सेल नहीं करे तो what is the probability that A salesman fails, B salesman fails in selling the product? The probability that both the salesmen failed in selling the product. Second, either of them will succeed in selling the product. Either of them will succeed in selling the product. Means A is successful in selling or B is successful in selling. That is the question. This is 45th problem C. A, even to that salesman A sells the product. B, even to that salesman B sells the product. So we are given in the problem P of A. Probability that A salesman will sell the product. It is given 3 out of 5 attempts. So 3/5. 3/5 is the probability that A salesman will sell the product. So what is the probability A salesman will not sell the product? 1 minus 3/5. तो जब 5 में 3 को कस्टमर को बेच सक रहा हूं तो कितने कस्टमर को नहीं बेच सकेगा? 2 कस्टमर. तो 2/5. Similarly, P of B. Probability that B salesman will sell the product 2/5. Probability that B salesman will not sell the product 1 minus 2/5, 3/5. तो बेचने की और नहीं बेचने की probability मालूम कर लिए A और B का. Now probability that no sale is affected at all when they both try independently. क्या probability है कि A भी fail हो गया, B भी fail हो गया. ना A sell करा ना B sell करा. तो P of A bar into P of B bar. P of A and P of A bar and P of B bar means P of A bar into P of B bar. So A bar is 2/5 into 3/5, 2/5 into 3/5, 6/25. So 6/25 is the probability that both the salesmen failed in selling the product. Second question, probability that either of them will succeed in selling the product. Either of them will succeed in selling the product. यानी A successful हो गया या B successful or तो P of A or B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A and B. तो P of A 3/5, P of B 2/5 minus P of A and B. A and B we don't have, so we have to multiply P of A into P of B. P of A and B is equal to P of A into P of B. तो 3/5 into 2/5. तो 3/5 plus 2/5 minus 3 2s are 6, 6/25. So if you take the LCM 25, 5 how many times cuts 25? 5 times. 5 3s are 15. 5 how many times cuts 25? 5 times. 5 2s are 10. 25 how many times cuts 25? 1 time. 1 6 are 6. So 15 plus 10 minus 6, 19/25. This is the probability that either of them will succeed in selling the product. Now we'll come to 46th problem. Problem number 46. Suppose it is 11-5 against a person who is 38 years of age now till he is 73. एक आदमी presently, one person presently he is 38 years old. There is possibility that he will live up to 73 years. अब ये आदमी जो 38 का है उन्हें 73 years की एज तक पहुंच सकता. उसकी probability क्या है? Against a person 11-5. 11-5. यहां पर 11-5 का मतलब फर्स्ट नंबर अगेंस्ट का है, सेकंड नंबर फेवर का है. तो 11/16 he will not go up to 73 years of age. 5/16 there is probability he will go up to 73 years of age because the ratio is given 11-5 against a person. तो पहला नंबर अगेंस्ट का है, दूसरा नंबर फेवर का है। अगेंस्ट का मतलब ही विल नॉट गो अप टू 73 years of age. Now, and 5 to 3 अगेंस्ट बी, और एक आदमी है बी पर्सन, उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी 5 to 3 अगेंस्ट, तो 5/8. 5/8 is the probability he will not go, and 3/8 he will go. And now he is 43, living till he is 78. अभी इस वक्त बी आदमी 43 years का है, उन्हें 78 years तक जा सकता या नहीं जा सकता, उसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी दे दिया 5 to 3 अगेंस्ट, यानी 5/8 is the probability he will not reach up to 78 years of age, and 3/8 is the probability he will reach up to the age of 78 years. Find the probability that at least one of these persons who is will be living 35 years hence. तो क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी है कि दो में से कोई एक जिंदा रहना, ए या बी, फॉर द नेक्स्ट 35 years. तो नेक्स्ट 35 years का मतलब जब नेक्स्ट 35 years हो जाएंगे तो ए 73 का हो जाएगा और बी 78 years का हो जाएगा, क्योंकि एट प्रेजेंट द एज ऑफ ए इज 38 years. 38 years, तो नेक्स्ट 35 years, तो 38 प्लस 35 अगर कर देंगे तो ही विल रीच 73 years. बी एट प्रेजेंट बी का एज 43 years है, 43 में और 35 ऐड कर देंगे तो ही विल रीच 78 years, राइट? तो वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट एनी वन ऑफ दिस ए और बी विल लिव द नेक्स्ट 35 years. Now, A is equal to event that Mr. A will live up to 73 years. B is equal to event that Mr. B will live up to 78 years. क्योंकि B की एज इस वक्त 43 है और 35 years मिला देंगे तो 78 पे पहुंच जाएगा. उसी तरह 38 years एज है A की एट प्रेजेंट, और 35 years मिला देंगे तो 38 plus 35 will go up to 73 years of age. We are given P of A. Probability that A will live for the next 35 years. Probability that A will live for the next 35 years is 5/16. क्योंकि अगेंस्ट में दिया 11 to 5 अगेंस्ट A बोल रहा हूं मैं, 11 to 5, तो पहला नंबर अगेंस्ट का है, दूसरा नंबर फेवर का है, दूसरा नंबर 5 है, तो 5/16 probability that A will live up to 73 years. तो P of A bar he will not live 11/16. उसी तरह P of B, probability that B person will live up to 78 years of age, next 35 years, तो कितना है 3/8. फर्स्ट जो 5 दिया है वो अगेंस्ट का है, सेकंड 3 का जो है वो फेवर का है, यानी 3/8 उन्हें जिंदा रहेगा, 5/8 उन्हें जिंदा नहीं रहेगा, पहले ही चला जाएगा. तो 3/8. P of B bar 5/8. Now we got it. Probability that at least one of these person will be living 35 years hence. अब आने वाले 35 साल तक दो में से कोई एक जिंदा रहना, या ए या बी, इसकी प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या है? ए एंड बी आर नॉट म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव इवेंट बिकॉज इट मे हैपन दैट बोथ में लिव. दोनों भी जिंदा रह सकते हैं, जरूरी नहीं है कि ए जिंदा रहा तो बी मर जाना या बी जिंदा रहा तो ए मरना, नहीं है, दोनों भी जिंदा रह सकते हैं, दोनों एक साथ रह सकते हैं. तो इसका मतलब यह हुआ द इवेंट्स आर नॉट म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव. So P of A or B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A and B. तो P of A कितना है 5/16 है, P of B 3/8 है, माइनस P of A and B. A और B का मतलब P of A into P of B. तो 5/16 plus 3/8 minus 5/16 into 3/8. तो 5/16 plus 3/8 minus 5 3 is 15/128. LCM अगर 128 लेंगे तो 40 plus 48 minus 15. 73/128 is the probability that any one of them will live for the next 35 years. आने वाले 35 साल में दो में से कोई ना कोई एक रहेगा, इसकी probability 73/128. That's it. This is problem number 46. Now 47th problem. Find the probability that an SSC files his tax return and cheats on it. Find the probability that an SSC files the income tax return and also cheats. So that probability we have to find out. given that 70% of the SSCs files the returns. 70% of the SSCs, अगर 100 SSCs अगर है तो 100 SSCs में से 75 will file the return and 25 of those who file cheat. 25 of those persons who file the return will cheat. तो चीटिंग की प्रोबेबिलिटी 25% है, लेकिन ये 25% कौन चीट कर रहे हैं? जो फाइल कर रहे हैं. Those who have filed the returns, they may cheat. The probability is 25%. Now we have to find out what is the probability that a person filing the return and cheating. So here, A is equal to event that an SSC files the return, B is the event that an SSC cheats. So we are given P of A. Probability that SSC files the return 70%. 0.7. P of B given A. B given A का मतलब probability of cheating given that he has filed the return. Given that he has filed the return. The probability that the SSC cheats given that he files the return, 25% given. Probability that the SSC filing the return and cheating. So what is the probability that the person is filing the return and also cheating? So P of A into P of B given A. 0.7 into 0.25, 0.175. So 0.175 is the probability that the person is filing the return and also cheating. That's it. Next, 48th problem. Problem number 48. A group of 200 persons was classified according to age and sex as given below. Age in years. So we are given a bivariate table. Two variables are there. In rows we are given the age. In columns we are given the sex. So age below 30 years, first category. Second category 30 and above years. Total. Or columns में first column male, second column female, or third column total. This is what given. Now what is the question it is asking? What is the probability that a randomly chosen person from this group is a male below 30 years of age? अब ये पूरे group of persons में से total number of persons are 200. 200 है, वो 200 में 110 below 30 years के हैं और 90 above 30 years के, और वो 200 में 140 males है and 60 females. अब ये पूरा classified data दे दिया. अब इसमें से what is the probability that a randomly selected person from this group is a male below 30 years of age? तो male रहना, तो कितने males है? 140 are males. The total number of males are 140 and he should be 30 years. Is male below 30 years of age. Now see here. Total number of persons are 200. Number of male persons below 30 are 60. Number of male persons below 30 years से कम वाले male person 60 है. Therefore probability that a randomly chosen person is a male below 30 years is 60. हमारा favorable case क्या है? 60. Out of the total number of persons are 200. So 60 by 200, 6 by 20, 3 by 10, 0.3. So 0.3 is the probability that the person is a male person below 30 years of age. Second question, BBT is, what is the probability that the person is below 30 years of age given that he is a male? A conditional probability. What is the probability that the person selected is below 30 years of age? So below 30 कितने ही है देखना, and male, given that he is a male, तो how many males are there? We have a total of 140 males. और वो 140 males में कितने persons below 30 years of age है? 60. तो males 140 है और उसमें below 30 years 60 persons. तो probability that a person is below 30 years of age given that he is a male. तो total number of male persons are 140. Number of males below 30 years of age are 60. तो पूरे males 130 है और उसमें 60 below 30 years के, तो probability is 60 by 140. That is 6 by 14, 3 by 7. 0.428 is the probability that the person selected is a male below 30 years of age given that he is a male. That's it. Now, next problem, 49th problem. The personnel department of a company has records which show the following analysis of its 200 engineers. So in a company, the total number of engineers are 200 and we have classified according to age and degree, whether they are having bachelor's degree or master's degree. So in rows, we have taken the age. We have classified all engineers into three categories: under 30, 30 to 40, over 40. So three rows we are having. First row under 30, then 30 to 40, 40 over. Columns: first column bachelor degree, second column master's degree. Total number of engineers are 200. Now if one engineer is selected at random, अगर ये पूरे 200 इंजीनियर में से एक इंजीनियर को रैंडमली सेलेक्ट करें, फाइंड द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट ही इज हैविंग ओनली बैचलर्स डिग्री. A person is selected, engineer is selected at random. What is the probability that in this engineer is having a bachelor's degree? तो हमारा favorable case bachelor's degree है. और denominator total number of engineers. Total number of engineers are 200. Probability that he has only bachelor's degree. Total number of engineers are 200. Number of bachelor's degree holders are 150. तो कॉलम में दे दिया है बैचलर डिग्री का टोटल 150 है. 150 डिग्री होल्डर्स बैचलर डिग्रीज के. तो प्रोबेबिलिटी इज 150 by 200. 150 by 200, 15 by 20, 3 by 4. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन हो गया. Probability that the person selected is having a bachelor's degree. Second question, probability that he has a master's degree given that he is over 40. ये conditional probability है. Probability that he is a master's degree. We have to find out what is the probability of master's degree given that he is over 40. So how many engineers are over 40 we'll find out. Number of persons over 40 are 50. 50 engineers है जो over 40 है. और ये over 40 में कितने ऐसे engineers है जिसके पास bachelor's degree, master's degree है. How many engineers are there who are having master's degree? Number of persons who have master's degree over 40 years of age is 10. तो टेबल में देखिए 10 इंजीनियर्स ऐसे हैं जो ओवर 40 है मगर वो लोग के पास मास्टर्स डिग्री है. तो प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट द पर्सन सेलेक्टेड इज हैविंग अ मास्टर्स डिग्री गिवन दैट ही इज ओवर 40 इयर्स 10 by 50. तो 1 by 5. 1 by 5 is the probability that he is having a master's degree given that he is over 40 years of age. Last one, the probability that he is under 30. We have to find out what is the probability under 30 given that he is having only bachelor's degree. तो अगर ये भी conditional probability है, given that he is having only bachelor's degree, तो how many engineers are having bachelor's degree will take. Number of engineers having bachelor's degree 150. 150 engineers के पास bachelor's degree है. उसमें कितने हैं जो under 30? How many engineers are under 30? The number of persons under 30 having a bachelor's degree is 90. Is 30, sorry. Number of persons under 30 having a bachelor's degree is 90. So 90 persons are there who are having a bachelor's degree under 30. So what is the probability that he is under 30 given that he is having a bachelor's degree? Is 90 by 150, 9 by 15 or 3 by 5. That's all. This is the end of problem number 49.